Hi, I'm Jamie Dickson from Guitarist magazine. Now, back in the 1930s, John D'Angelico was famous for building some of the most gorgeous archtops that have ever been created. And now in the present day, D'Angelico is back. They're making guitars both in Korea and on a more limited basis in the States. And we've got two of the Korean guitars to show you this afternoon. They're both archtops. The EXL-1 is much more of a traditionalist idea of an archtop. It's got a big hollow body, it's got a Fender style 25.5-inch scale length, it's got a floating humbucker and all of the sort of trimmings of a full-on old school jazz archtop. Not everybody, of course, wants such a jazz-focused guitar as the EXL-1, so we've also got the EX-SS, which is kind of a much more thin-line 335 style twin humbucker guitar, which would be good for rock, jazz, blues, all sorts of things. So it's a much more broad-based guitar stylistically, so it looks really great. Still got all of the D'Angelico looks and everything else, but maybe a bit more versatile, so that looks like it might be quite good too. Okay, so what we'd like to do is show you some of the sounds of these guitars. First with a few bites of the guitars on their own, so you'll hear a few clean tones from both guitars, and then actually on the EX-SS we're going to show it through a Free-the-Tone red Jasper low gain overdrive pedal. Both of the guitars are going to be going through Vox AC15, so that's our reference amp for this recording. And at the end we're going to do a track with an amazing jazz guitarist called Denny Ilett, who readers will be familiar with from our Aces column and also as a great recording artist and live guitarist. And he'll also be giving his opinion on the EXL-1. So lots to look forward to, and hope you like it.
I think the most special thing about these types of archtops is the fact that you don't have the pickup set into the body. So you can actually play it as an acoustic guitar, you know. I mean, it has has a lot of sound, but you've got this floating pickup, which is set into the scratch plate, which is, you know, away from the body. So you're not nothing's interfering with the top of the guitar, effectively. So yeah, it's really two guitars, isn't it? You can use it as an electric and an acoustic. And I know some guys that play these types of archtop where they will switch the volume down when they're playing rhythm. You know, that sort of Freddie Green thing. And then they'll, you know, use that for their solo. You know, when we hear those great jazz players like Charlie Christian or George Barnes, those guys from or into the 50s, Tal Farlow, Johnny Smith, you know, there is quite a lot of acoustic tone in their sound, which, you know, you don't think you can, what you're hearing is the amplifier. But I don't know, it's part of the character of the amplified tone, I think, is to have a little bit of that acoustic mixed in. The most important thing for me is the frets. I don't like them to be too skinny. These are pretty good. They look pretty medium to me, because you need a lot of help from the frets when you're playing these kind of stretch chords. You know, you haven't got, you know, there's not a lot to hold on to there. It's not like playing, you know. So you need a sort of quite a proud fret to work with you, you know. So I look for that. Not too much of a curve on the fingerboard. This one's also quite flat, so that's good. And bizarrely, for the, you know, because of the fact that you do have to play a lot of these kind of stretchy sort of chords, a chunky neck is also really good. Just gives you something to work with, you know. So this ticks all the boxes as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, the EX-SS is a guitar that is kind of up my street. I think anybody who's into Steely Dan and kind of jazz rock zone and blues will probably gel with this guitar fairly well. It's quite easy to play. I mean, the sort of capital D-shaped neck is not really my personal favourite neck profile, but it's very sort of slinky and easy to get around. It's also got some support under the bridge, so it hasn't quite got a full centre block like a Gibson 335, but it has got a block under the bridge, which is kind of useful if you're going to be playing a little bit louder, because it also helps suppress feedback. And of course, you could do rock on this, but the styling is just straight out of the jazz age. I mean, look at this thing here, this finial here. I mean, it doesn't actually have a sort of honest purpose on this guitar, but it looks great. Along with things like the sort of stair steps tailpiece, it's all part of the look, and I think it gives the guitar a bit of presence that maybe some other archtops don't have. So it's all to the good, I think.